What shall this speech be spoke for our excuses, or shall we on without apology?
The date is out of our such prolixity. We'll have no Cupid hoodwinked with a scarf, bearing a tater's painted bow of lath, scarring ladies like a crow-keeper. Nor no without book prologue faintly spoke after the prompter for our entrance. But let them measure us by they will. We'll measure them a measure and be gone.
Give me a torch. I am not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will beat the light.
Aye, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not, I believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground I cannot move.
You're a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar them with an above common bound.
I am too sore and pierced with his shaft to soar with his light feathers, and so bound I cannot bound a pitch above dull woe. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it should you burden love, too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? Is it too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorn?
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for prickling, and you beat love down. Give me a case, and put my visage in, and a visor, for a visor, what care I, what curious eye doth quote deformities. Here are the beetle brows shall brush for me.
Come knock and enter, and no sooner in, but every man betake him to his legs.
A torch for me, let wantons light of heart tickle the senseless rushes with their heat. For I am powdered with a grandsire of phrase. I'll be a candle holder and look on. The game was near so far, and I am done.
Tut duns the mouths, the constable's own word. If thou art done, we'll draw thee from the mirror of this here reverence love, wherein thou stickest upon to the ears. Come, we burn daylight, ho.
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay, we waste our lights in vain, like lights by day, take our good meaning, for our judgment sits 5 times in that air in one of our 5 wits.
Tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed asleep while they do dreams things true.
Oh then, I see Queen Mad hath been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in the shape no bigger than an agate stone, on the forefinger of an older man, drawn with a team of little atomies, over men's noses as they lie asleep, the cover of the wings of a grasshopper, her traces of the smallest spider web, her colors of the moonshine's watery beams, her whip of a cricket's bone, the lash of film. Her wagoner, a small gray-coated gnat, not half so big as a little worm, pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut, made by the joiner squirrel or old grub. Which of the angry mob with blistered plagues because of their breasts with sweetness tainted me? Sometimes she gallops with courtier's nose, and then dreams of smelling out in the suit. And sometimes comes she with a tit's peg's tail, ticking a person's nose, and lies asleep. The dreams give another benefits. Sometimes she drives over a soldier's neck, and then dreams of cutting foreign throats, of breeches, obituaries, Spanish blades, of pelts, 5 fathom deep, and then anon. Drums in his ear, of which he starts and wakes, and being thus frighted, swears a prayer or 2, and sleeps again. That is this very mob that plaits the manes of horses in the night, and bakes the efflocks in foul sluttish hairs, which one untangled, much misfortune bodes. This is the hag. When maids lie on their backs, that presses them, and learns their fix to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she.
Peace, peace, Mercutio, peace. Thou talkest of nothing.
Are the children of an idle brain, beggeth nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin as a substance as in the air, and more as inconstant than the wind, whose even now frozen bosom of the north, and being angered, he puffs from thence, turning aside to the developing south.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late.
Fear too early, for my mind misgives. Some consequences yet hang in the stars shall bitterly begin his fearful date. With this night's revels and expire the term, or a despised life closed in my breast, by some vile forfeit of untimely death, but he that hath the steerage of my course, direct my sail, O lusty gentleman.
Strike, drum.